Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ethereum Cat Herders Meeting 125. This is issue number 390 at ethcatherders/PM repo. Thank you, Santosh, for hosting the last meeting in my absence. That was great. And we are now back with regular updates for this meeting. For today on agenda, we have the first, actually, the 0th item for the Ethereum Cat Herders completing 5 years. Then we'll go over Ethereum network upgrades. There are a few other application and protocol development updates, event fellowship hackathons, initiative and new associations, and general updates for cat herders, what they have been doing so far. So let me first begin with congratulating everyone here on the call today and many others who are not here but may be listening to this call later on. Thank you for being part of Ethereum Cat Herders for past 5 years. I have published a blog post about Cat Herders achievements, initiatives, and community recognition. This has been a great journey so far. And I would like to thank different projects which funded ECH time to continue operating. And talking about public good projects funding, we are participating in the Octant Epoch Zero round, and we could use some support to be included. 31st January is the last date for allocation. So if you are a staker at Golem, consider supporting ETH Cat Herders. And congratulations, everyone, for being with us for the past 5 years. We'll get into Ethereum network upgrades, but before that, let's quickly have an update from ZK, basically on the podcast and a few other sections that he has been working on, because I know he has to drop off a bit early. So ZK, if you would like to maybe go ahead and share about your updates.
Sure. Thank you, Pooja. So Wallet Dev Meeting 18 is recorded, ready to go. We're having some difficulty getting it posted, but that should be figured out soon and should go live this week. Peep and Eep 126 is edited both in the podcast and I think the video as well. We're waiting for the video to go up and then the podcast will go up. The Meet the Herders for William is ready to go. So that podcast will go up this Thursday, since the video is already up. The EPD with Micah is also edited in video and podcast. Again, the same issue with uploading, so trying to figure that out. And the EPD with Smoothly was recorded, I think last week or the week before, but it's recorded and I'm currently in the process of editing it.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much for the update. And I hope that we be able to resolve the issue of uploading and we can release the podcast version of all these recordings as soon as possible. All right, going back to item number 1, which is Ethereum network upgrade. So let's start with the Dencon upgrade. And talking about Dencon upgrade, learn to earn Dencon NFT. Yes, the popular Learn to Earn app by Ethereum Cat Herders is back with Dencon NFT. People may follow a deep dive on proposals included in Dencon on a Peep and Eep. They can take a simple quiz and mint their NFT on Polygon chain. We chose the Polygon to keep the mint cost minimal. Many thanks to George, Santosh, and an external contributor, Pi. The information was also shared on the Gorley testnet fork call by George, and people may also check out the blog post by George for more details on Ethereum Cat Herders Medium. I hope I have covered everything, but George, since you are on the call, please feel free to add if I missed out on anything on Learn to Earn app.
Yeah, I think you got the general stuff covered, where it's launched. It seems to have some popularity, but there's not too many people who minted their rewards. And I think that's probably because the quiz is a little challenging. So uh, we may look into that. But yes, it's available, and if you haven't tried it out yet, please try it out, give some feedback, what you like, what you dislike, and all that.
And the website web link for that is l2e.ethereumcatheders.com. So please give it a try. I hope that you get the NFT for Dencon upgrade. With that, we can perhaps move on to the rest of the upgrades. So as we may know, Dencon went live on the first public testnet, Godly, at 6:32 UTC on January 17th. User may now use Blob there on Godly for testing purposes. So client teams were generally satisfied with how Godly went. Minor issues were reported, but they have been fixed and new releases were shipped. Ethereum Foundation published a blog post on Sepolia and Halsky Dencon announcement, and developers are expecting that Dencon will activate on Sepolia at epoch 132608 today, January 30th at 22:51 UTC, and on Halsky on 7th February at 11:35 UTC. Client teams have generally agreed to move forward with this on a JSON RPC, and the PR number here is PR 486 if people may want to take a look at it. There were general agreement to deploy EIP 4788 beacon block route in the EVM contract to the mainnet, because this proposal was being discussed again and again whether it should be deployed on the mainnet. But yes, now there is a general agreement, and the first one to do this and post a transaction hash to the developers Discord may get their gas refunded. So give it a try if you are interested to maybe test this proposal. People may follow EIP 7569, which is the hard fork meta for Dencon, where they can find the list of all EIPs included. We have also included all these EIPs on Ethereum Cat Herders website, ethereumcatherders.com/Dencon. And there is also a Peep and Eep video playlist for the explanation version of all these proposals. Check the specs. The links are added for Cancun and Deneb upgrade on the agenda of this call. More on testing updates were shared in the last week Dencon Interop testing call 38. Please check out the recording if you haven't done it already, and the link is added to the agenda. More on this. In respective ELCL meetings, client devs discussed EIPs for next upgrade, which is Prague and Electra. There is no formal name as such, as far as I know. People are still trying to figure out and try to come up with a name by which we can call. There are 2 or 3 popular proposals, but we'll get to know more about it hopefully in the All Core Dev meeting this week. So for Prague Electra network upgrade, we have added the meta thread where discussions are ongoing at Fellowship of Ethereum Magician. Prism, popular client at the consensus layer, also published a blog post about Electra upgrade, mentioning which EIP they are interested in supporting and which they think it would not be a great idea to go ahead with Electra, and perhaps they can have it in the later part of upgrade. EIP 7600, which is currently in the form of pull request, is created by Tim Waco for the hard fork meta, Prague and Electra. So from the highlights from the ELCL meetings. It seems like they are targeting to have the second fork for the year. That means the Prague and Electra in 2024 itself. This means there are chances that big proposals like Verkle may be moved to the next fork. So on there is a short list of proposals being added to the meta upgrade EIP, and EL team agreed to prioritize EIP 2537, which is the BLS1, EIP 6110, and EIP 7002. People can also follow these proposals by authors on PPENIP, and I have added the link to the Prague and Electra playlist. On the next All-Core Dev execution meeting, which is planned on February 1st at 1400 UTC, we hope that potential big proposals like Verkle, EOF, and 4Force will be discussed. So if anyone is interested to know more about these proposals or want to discuss more, please add a comment to the agenda, and hopefully we will get a confirmation if they are being part of Prague and Electra upgrade, or maybe for the next upgrade. Similarly, in the CL meeting last week, a bunch of proposals were discussed for Electra upgrade, the consensus layer side of it. General agreement was for EIP 6110 and 7002. Tim also mentioned that a DevNet would be started shortly for these proposals, and then we can keep on adding new proposals or proposals which get the confirmation from other client devs to be included in the upgrade. Mike Neuter, a developer from Ethereum Foundation, proposed two proposals, EIP 7251, which is increase the max effective balance, and the other one is EIP 7457, the inclusion list. There were a bunch of discussion, and the argument to have EIP 7251 was kind of piggybacking the EIP 7002. There were a lot of back and forth argument, like some people suggested that it is important to have consolidation of validators, but a few developers shared their concern that large operators may not be in favor of consolidating their validators. Though there is research ongoing, the authors are trying to reach out to various pools to maybe collect their thoughts on the idea of consolidation. We have also organized a PEEP and EAP meeting with Mike and Taplion to learn more about EIP 7251, which is increase the max effective balance. And the meeting is scheduled on February 8th at 1800 UTC. Among other development on proposals, different implementers team have meetings ongoing that can be followed on Ethereum protocol YouTube. We have added links to meeting for EOF implementers call number 31, and Verkle implementers call number 10. For EOF implementers call, it's important to note that the call has been moved to weekly cadence instead of bi-weekly cadence, and the new time is at 1600 UTC. Agenda for meeting on January 31st, that is tomorrow, has already been added to Ethereum/PM GitHub repository. Any question, comments so far? I know these are a bunch of updates, but I think I would like to go over a few more to cover the network upgrade part. So changes included in network upgrade, we have added the link to the specs. For Dencon upgrade, PPNE playlist, please check it out. For Prague and Electra, we also have added the playlist, and people can find EVM UF discussion with Dano Farine. Then there were a bunch of UF proposals, EIP 3540 and EIP 3670 with Andrea from the Epsilon team, and EIP 6110 with the Michaelan team. EIP 2537, which is back into consideration. Check out the links added to agenda if you want to learn more about it. And there are other application and protocol development going in parallel. So roll call meeting, which is a new developers meeting started recently for layer 2 developers. We have added link to the meeting number 2, but there was another meeting 2.1 that was a breakout meeting, specially organized for 4844 testing. Please check the links if you want to follow these. I have added a list of events, fellowship, and hackathons requested by community members. So if you are listening to this call, planning an event, and would like community to know more about it, please feel free to add your event in next meeting's agenda, and we would hopefully be including it in the call. As we know, ETH Denver is around the corner. The hackathon is from February 23rd to March 3rd, 2024. Ethereum cat herders are being co-organizer for ERC at ETH Denver with ERC Rev team. We are also organizing Women in Ethereum Protocol with Ethereum Foundation. And there is an EIP Day organized by Fellowship of Ethereum Magician team. So please check out the link to get more information and stay tuned. We hopefully will provide more updates in coming weeks. Talking about these events, I see the next item here is a Women's Day celebration. I wonder if people have any thoughts and ideas. I know we did celebrate Women's Day, I suppose the last year, and I see SG on the call. I wonder if you have any thoughts, suggestion, and yeah, any input for the celebration this year.
Just based on previous experience, I was wondering if we could have like a one or two recordings of women developers pitching their products, and maybe they get some boost on that day.
That sounds interesting. And that reminds me, if I remember correctly, this Women in Ethereum Protocol team is also organizing a webinar kind of thing. Perhaps we can support them, in which we are planning to have more women protocol developer on board. So it would be a good idea to learn about their development experience and, any issues, challenges, and yeah, record something to encourage more women.
Yeah, I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, very well. We can perhaps discuss async and see how we can support the team, or if we can also record something to maybe create 2-3 different application as well. Application developers interview or something like that would be nice to have it for the Women's Day celebration.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah, I'll check out. We can connect a sync for that.
Perfect. Thank you. And the last one here is ETH Berlin, which is planned for May 24 to 26. People may check out their website if you're interested in speaking position or participating on hackathon. You may follow the link to know when the dates are open to submit their application. The next one is New Initiative Association and Team Discussion. I believe we have updates from ZK on ecosystem project demo. And on Meet the Herders, I see Harish on the call. We have released a video of William Schwab this week, but I wonder if we have any further updates on Meet the Herders side, Harish.
Hey Pooja, so I'm speaking to ZK and PandaPip for scheduling another episode, but we have not agreed on a date yet. So I'm hoping I can get 2 more episodes. over the next couple of weeks.
That would be great. Thank you so much for the update. And I believe we also would like to have the text version of the episode 3. Can we target it for maybe next week to be released?
Is this the Medium post? Because
Yes.
I've already updated this. Yeah, so I've fixed everything. The only thing which I think we need to add there is the Spotify link. But all the other mistakes are fixed, and it is published in the cat herders. So I think you might need to just review, and if you're happy with it, we can publish that too.
Okay, perfect. I will go back and take a look, and when the podcast version is uploaded, we can just add the link over there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I would really encourage people to maybe share some new ideas for community engagement. This is just the beginning of a new year. So if we could think of something new, what we can add, how we can contribute to Ethereum protocol development, that would be really great to have. Either in this meeting or maybe async offline, anywhere on Discord channel, want to share your thoughts and ideas, please feel free. Moving on to general updates and discussion, we have recently purchased a new domain, ethcatherders.com. I believe we are working on migrating. I wonder, George, if you may have any update or any estimate on when we can be live with our new or updated website.
Yeah, I think we're looking to get the V3 done before we migrate, but it's not something that's required, so we can just switch over to the new domain if we wanted to, like whenever.
No, I think it would be a good idea to have it with V3. So we have a robust codes going on for the new domain.
Yeah, so we just need an update from Pi on that.
Perfect. I don't see Pi on the call. Maybe I would like to check it with him, and I hope to have him on the next call so we can get some updates here. And for people who may have missed it earlier, ETH Herders now has a new GitHub link. So the new GitHub link is https://github.com/ethcatherders. The old link may send us towards the new link, but it would be really a good idea to have it updated. And I assume that this has already been updated on the website. Is that a correct understanding?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Very well. And similarly on YouTube, we are on www.youtube.com/@ethcatherders. Same goes with Twitter. It's twitter.com or x.com/@ethcatherders. So people may find us easily. And we have also added links to our social media. If you haven't subscribed, followed us so far, please do it today. We are here to share a lot of information related to Ethereum protocol and research development. On ECH engineering side, the first item is ECH website update. I believe we have merged a few PRs. George, if you would like to maybe share updates on the changes on the website today.
Yeah, this was essentially just quick touch-ups on the website. So like what Pooja was just mentioning with the change of the GitHub name, and just reflected that on the website. And then the other thing was adding another resource to the EIP resources for the vertical trees. And I believe that's pretty much it. It's very small stuff.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if there are something that we can be adding for the Dencon upgrade with respect to test nets. We do have a testnet page. Do you think that we can perhaps update some updates with respect to Dencon? I mean, is there any scope of that?
We could, I guess, maybe go into like more specifics with it. So I don't know.
Perhaps we can add the go live date of each of these testnet on the page where we are providing information about all the devnets, and if there is any temporary or ephemeral link even to maybe follow the specs, the client specs, that would be nice to have. And there was one more thing I was hoping to get it there with respect to Tencon. But yeah, if not, then we can perhaps start working for the page of Prague and Electra to maybe add the resources and potential proposals there. If it is coming up with the V3 version, I'm totally fine with it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I need to check. Because I think Pi started with the Prague Lectra. But I'm not, this is like off the top of my head, so I'm not exactly sure. So don't quote me on it. So I guess we could just follow up async on that stuff.
Sounds good to me. Sorry, I have been missing a couple of our updates, async updates, but I hope to continue it from here on.
Yep.
All right. As I mentioned earlier, people can maybe check out Ethereum testnet page to learn more about present and past testnets for Ethereum network. I do not see any progress on the Meet the Herders proposed design, but I'm hoping that would be there with the V3 version. So let's wait for further updates to come. And on ECH operation, we have been sharing YouTube shorts under the community playlist section. So please check out that playlist, which has smaller version of Deep and Eep or other interesting stuff by developers. Moving on to EIPS Insight, people may be able to check the eipsinsight.com for the insight of the month of January. On EIPS side, we have 3 proposals under review, 1 for last call to final, and 2 for stagnant status. Similarly, for ERC, we have received 9 proposals as draft, 2 last call, and 1 final. And for RIPS, we have 1 proposal, which is RIP 7212 has been moved to the final status. For PEEP and EEP, we should be going live with the episode number 126, perhaps this week. And the another meeting, as I mentioned, is scheduled for recording on February 8th to understand the proposal of consensus layer for Electra upgrade with Tapline and Mic. On ECH funding, we are participating for Octant Epoch 2, and there we need more support as we are in a critical position and the deadline is tomorrow. So if anyone participating as staker listening to this call would like to support Ethereum cat holders as one of the public good projects, we really need you. And for our optimism, RPGF round 3, it has been completed and we received enormous support from the badge holders, and a very decent amount of optimism has been allocated to us. We haven't claimed it yet. We are hoping to follow the process. There is a there is a deadline of a year, and we hope to understand this process. And yeah, thank you everyone who voted for us, who supported for us for Optimism RPGF round. The next section is meeting notes and action item for ECH. As I can see, most of the meeting notes have been added for ACDE meeting 179, ACDC meeting 125, EIP meeting 98. Thank you all contributors for submitting the notes. There's one request from each one of you. I would really love for each one of you to maybe update README regularly with your notes. It's very important because that provides the quick link for the submitted. And we would also like to request every individual contributor to try to submit notes within 72 hours of the meeting. That would be really great to have it, because we want the notes to be made available for the community sooner rather than later, for people to discuss it before the next meeting comes up. And I remember someone in the Discord channel showed up and they mentioned that they are interested in contributing to notes. If they are, please reach out to us on, I think, the task list, or maybe you can DM me. I would try to take you through all the process and would let you know more about it. But if you have any question, feel free to drop it in the general chat. We'll be happy to answer that. And I think that brings us towards the end of this meeting. I wonder if we have anything specific from the last meeting to go over. Quickly taking a look at the notes. Okay, one other thing that I would like to mention, it would be really nice to have a short summary added in the notes section, so people can get a quick reference of at least any action item from the current meeting. For example, if we take a look at the ACDE meeting, generally Tim Bako tries to summarize the meeting and we add that as a summary. That is very handy because Tim does that, but for most of the meetings, we do not have it. For EIP meeting, I do try to summarize meeting in the agenda, like add as a comment section. People documenting EIP meeting notes may take that and add a summary. And for rest of the meetings, I would highly encourage to add summary, at least that tells us what was discussed in the agenda and if there is an action item for any respective developer or anybody in the team to work on it. So it will be helpful for the next coordinator of the meeting to just pick up your summary section and read out if there are any action item. And I think that would be value adding from Ethereum cat herder's side. With that, I think I have discussed everything that was listed on the agenda. Is there anything else that people would like to maybe share or discuss today, propose for future meetings? Very well. In that case, I would like to sincerely thank to everyone who joined this meeting, who have been part of Ethereum cat herders community. I hope to see you all around, and yeah, see you in the next meeting 2 weeks from now. Have a good rest of the day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.